The 18 Penny Goose by Sally Walker. It was the spring of 1778. Letty Wright ran across the barnyard. British soldiers were only a mile or two away. They were marching toward Letty's house. Letty's family had to leave quickly and go over the mountain where they would be safe. But first, Letty had to warn her geese. "Shoo, Solomon, you foolish goose! Take your wives and hide." Letty waved her arms at the gander. "Hurry, Letty," called Ma. Ma was ready to go. She handed baby Sarah up to Pa. Letty's brother John peeked over the side of the wagon. He was sucking his thumb. He did that only when he was afraid. Letty's legs shook. Her stomach felt sick. She could hear rifles shooting. The British were getting closer. "Please, Solomon," Letty said, "you must hide while the soldiers are here. Hide in the woods where they won't see you. It will only be for a few days. Our soldiers will come and chase the British away. Then you can come home." Solomon honked at Letty. He flapped his wings and ran across the yard, but he did not hide. "Letty, get in the wagon. We must go now." "Solomon must take care of himself," said Ma. "Wait, please," Letty begged. Letty knew soldiers stole things and took farm animals for food. She had to save Solomon and the other geese. Letty ran into the house. She grabbed a sheet of paper and a quill pen. She wrote, "Dear soldiers, please do not harm my geese. Solomon the gander is my friend. I raised him from a baby. He knows you are coming, but he will not run away and hide. Thank you. Letty Wright, age 8." Letty put the letter on the mantel. Maybe the soldiers would read her note. Maybe, just maybe, they would not hurt her geese. Letty ran outside. Pa pulled her up into the wagon. At the bend in the road, Letty looked back. She was afraid she would never see her home or Solomon again. "Where will we sleep?" asked Letty. "We will stay with Pa's friends," said Ma. "They have a big barn. We'll be safe there." The 2 cows were tied behind the wagon. They mooed and mooed. "The dust hurts their eyes," said John. "My eyes hurt too," said Letty. She blinked away tears and looked at Pa. "Will the soldiers burn our house?" asked Letty. "Will they take Solomon and his wives?" "I hope not," said Pa. His face was grim. "I wrote a letter to the soldiers. I asked them not to hurt my geese," said Letty. Pa shook his head. "I will not lie to you, Letty. If the soldiers are hungry, they will take your geese," said Pa. Letty closed her eyes tightly and said nothing. Ma held Letty's hand. The Wrights' wagon rolled past the Chapman's house. The Chapman's horses were gone. Letty's friend Jemima and her family had already left. Letty was glad the British soldiers would not get the Chapman's horses. She was glad Pa had tied their cows to the wagon. She wished there had been time to catch Solomon and his wives. When they got to the top of the mountain, Letty looked down. She could hear guns. She could see smoke. She could not see her house. She could not see Solomon. Letty and her family stayed with Pa's friends for 3 days. Jemima's family was there too. During the day, Letty milked her family's cows. She fed the chickens that lived on the farm, but they were not as friendly as Solomon and his wives. At night, everyone slept in the barn. Each evening, Letty wished on the first star. She wished her home would be safe. She wished Solomon would be safe. Everyone kept talking about the British soldiers. Jemima said, "My pa said that British soldiers knew Mistress Crane was sick. They stole her feather bed anyway because they wanted a soft place to sleep." Thinking about feather beds made Letty sad. Hearing about mean soldiers made her feel even worse. The soldiers would laugh at her letter and eat Solomon for dinner. On the third day, an American soldier rode up to the house. "Our soldiers have chased the British away. They will not come back. You may go home," he said. Pa got the wagon ready. Jemima hugged Letty. "I hope Solomon is all right," said Jemima. "Come and visit me as soon as you can," said Letty. Pa helped Letty into the wagon. Letty and her family headed home. The Wrights' wagon passed the Chapman's house. "The soldiers did not burn Jemima's house," said Letty. "The Chapmans were lucky," said Pa. He clucked to the horse. The wagon wheels turned faster. "I hope we are lucky," said Ma. Letty crossed her fingers. Soon they reached the bend in the road. "Thank goodness," said Ma. The house was not burned, but the fences were broken, and Ma's garden was trampled. Worst of all, the geese were gone. "Solomon," Letty started to cry. The Wrights went into the house. Ma cried when she stepped inside. Her spinning wheel was broken. Smashed dishes were on the floor. The soldiers had hammered metal spikes into the mantel and roasted food on them. "Look," Pa said. He took something from the mantel. "A letter for you, Letty. It is from the British soldiers." Letty read the letter. "Dear Mistress Wright, we must bid you good night. It is time for us to wander. We have paid for your geese, a penny apiece, and left the change with the gander." Letty dropped the letter and ran outside. "Solomon, Solomon, where are you?" called Letty. "Honk, honk." Solomon waddled out of the barn. A leather sack was tied around his neck. "Oh, Solomon," cried Letty, "you are safe." Letty hugged him. She opened the sack. 18 English pennies spilled into her hand. Letty looked at the pennies. She looked at Solomon. "I'm sorry about your wives," said Letty. "We will help him find new ones," said Ma and Pa. "Even if this is British money, these are lucky pennies," said Letty. "Our house was not burned," Letty said. "Solomon is safe and the soldiers are gone." Letty walked back to the house with her family. There was a lot of work to be done, but Letty was glad to do it. This story really happened. It's recorded in our history books. The 18 Penny Goose.